Mike Tobin's there live tonight now with more from Tampa tonight, about 80 miles to our west. Mike, good evening. How is it?
Well, as the Tampa mayor is saying, they're expecting the worst of this sometime after 10 o'clock, around 11 to 2 in the morning. We can see now that the rain is coming in as we're into the outer bands of the storm. And while I've still got this amazing visual, I want to show you this phenomenon here. We're looking into the Hillsborough Bay. It's one of the connected bodies of water to Tampa Bay. And you see all of that dry land out there. That is because of all of the water that is drawn back into the storm surge, this harbinger of what is going to come. Ultimately, the storm surge is going to push in this direction. And just because of the way Tampa Bay and the connected bodies of water are formed, when that water comes back in and comes back with such force, it's got nowhere to go. It's going to push up into the low-lying areas, into all the tributaries, and that's going to create the flooding effect that so many people are worried about, and that's going to happen after the wind event. But as long as we've got the rain and the wind coming in, I want to take you up here to the boulevard here, to Bayshore Boulevard, because then you can kind of get the visual effect of the sheets of rain that are now pouring in. I'm reluctant to say that you have flooding now because you've got water on the road, but that's water on the road that's a result of the rain that's coming in. That's not the flooding that has the authorities out here fearful. The flooding that everyone's talking about is what's going to come from this storm surge ultimately on Monday. So we're looking at the wind event coming tonight. Later on, as the wind is increasing, the barometer has been dropping steadily out here. You can see the trees blowing around. By and large, people are respecting the curfew and they're staying home. I see a few people out still curious, wanting to play out in the weather. For the most part, people are afraid of this storm. They saw what happened out in Texas. They're taking the warning seriously, and they're in their houses, and I guess we're standing by to see what happens next. Bill?
Yeah, that's our first big gust right here in Orlando, so it's coming your way, Mike, as well. Listen, you saw in Texas, you saw in the Caribbean, and just being there in Tampa last night, that city was empty. And I mean, they really listened to city authorities when they came out and said, take this thing seriously, and I know you have found out the same too. So, Mike, thank you. We'll be back with you live in Tampa throughout the evening here.